Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we are going to talk about what if the Miami Heat don't land plan A, which is going after those star players like a Kevin Durant, a Giannis, a John Morant, or even a Zion. What's next? So today we're going to be talking about plan B options for the Miami Heat to stay competitive in the Eastern Conference, especially with how open it is with Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics completely not having Tatum next year, right? They're going to be falling off next year. Cool. Now, before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. Our goal this year is to upload for 365 days, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all, love y'all, and let's get back in today's video. So, DeMar DeRozan is plan B, in my opinion. I really do. DeMar DeRozan has been linked to this Miami Heat team for the last couple years. Obviously, he hasn't been on this team. He went to the Sacramento Kings. And I think DeMar DeRozan could definitely help out this team and help Tyler Hero. Our main problem is having Tyler Hero as a number one option. And, the defense doesn't really care about anybody else on the court. Obviously, he's going to get triple team, double team. He's not going to play his best basketball. But if you add another elite scorer next to Tyler Hero, it's definitely going to improve this Miami Heat team. Now, DeMar DeRozan last year for the Sacramento Kings, he averaged about 22 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4.4 assists, shooting 47% from the field. Now, in the regular season, same thing, but he did shoot about 33% from the three-point line. We all know he's not a great three-point shooter. 85% from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. Now, the reason why this is an option is because the Sacramento Kings, they're planning on moving on from DeMar DeRozan. And I don't know his trade value at all, but I feel like the Sacramento Kings desperately need some draft picks and they need some young guys. Now, for DeMar DeRozan, I'm only giving up 1 first-round pick, maybe 1 second-round pick, and that's about it, right? He's getting a little bit older in age, and this is not, a Kevin Durant or DeMar DeRozan where you're going to go all in. You know what I mean? He's 35 years old. I think 1 first-round pick is good enough for the Sacramento Kings, and I think the Kings know that they're not going to get the best value return out of DeMar DeRozan. Right. And I want to continue to remember to tell you guys that this is plan B options. Plan B's options are good, but they're not always going to be the plan A option. So I just want to clarify that. But I definitely think this will be a solid addition. Now, when we do look at DeMar DeRozan's contract, which obviously is going to play a factor with the new CBA, his contract is pretty cheap. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, he's probably underpaid. $23 million, 23.4, and then 24.75, and then 25.74. Think about that, guys. Like, when we look at contracts like Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier, you rather have DeMar DeRozan. Like, this contract to me is very cheap, and you'll be willing to take on this contract. So I think this is a great option for the Miami Heat if they can't land that top tier guys. Maybe will the fit work? We'll see. I mean, we got split at the end of the day, and I just want this Miami Heat team to have much scoring as possible, and we can figure it out. I mean, Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, DeMar DeRozan, Bam Adebayo, Kelly Ware. I mean, it doesn't sound bad at all to me. So, like I said, a cheap contract for a player that can give you 20+ points. You don't really have to give up much for him at all, in my opinion. Like, the Kings can't be like, yo, I want 3 first-round picks. No, that's not happening. And I do think DeMar DeRozan wants to leave anyways. He wants to compete, and I feel like the Miami Heat could be a good option for him too. Now, another option that I know a lot of guys are not going to like, this is coming from Barry Jackson. He brought this up, was Porzingis. Now, with Porzingis, during the regular season, he was solid. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, during the postseason, he dealt with this sickness that no one knows. Like, the doctors don't even know what's going on. But like I said, when he does play, he's a solid player. He's almost averaging 20 points a game, 6.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, shooting 48% from the field. Now, during the regular season, he shot 41% from the three-point line, 80% from the free throw line, and close to 50% from the field. I mean, those are pretty good numbers. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, obviously, the concern is him staying healthy, and, he does have a big contract, I will say. And that's the concern. But the reason why this is an option is because the Boston Celtics are at the position where they might have to give these players up for pretty much nothing. You know what I mean? $29 million and then $30 million for next year. So you're not really taking a risk, in my opinion. You're taking on a player that's going to be on an expiring deal. Why not? You can add another 7-footer next to Kelly Ware and Bam Adebayo that can space out the floor. I personally think that would be great. Now, I already know the comments. He's injury prone. He's this, he's that. But for expiring contract, would you rather have Porzingis or would you rather have Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson? I'm going to be honest with you. Like, Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier are awful. So I wouldn't mind bringing in a player like Porzingis. Like I said, the Celtics probably have to give him up. and he doesn't have much trade value, especially after the postseason. I mean, the postseason he was pretty bad, and like I said, the sickness did play a factor. But as you see in the postseason, his points dropped from, well, the regular season he had 19.5 to 7.7, but his minutes also dropped. Everything just dropped. He just wasn't playing good basketball, and I think he'll recover. Even Brad Stevens said he's going to be fine. So I wouldn't mind taking a risk on a 7-footer. And bringing him to Miami Heat. I really wouldn't. And then another option, he's on the Boston Celtics too, would be Jrue Holiday. I mean, Jrue Holiday is a solid guard. We need a point guard on this team. He averaged about 11 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 44% from the field. In the regular season, shot 35% from the three-point line. Postseason, his numbers did drop a little bit, but still around that 34, 35%. His field goal percentage did go up. His free throw percentage tanked tremendously. I don't know what happened with that. But like I said, we don't have a point guard on this roster. Jrue Holiday is an upgrade over Terry Rozier and Drew Smith. You can have a Jrue Holiday and Davion Mitchell. I think defensively, that is very, very hard to stop. I mean, I don't know how you're going to score on us when you have that type of defense on your team. Like, just think about that, guys. You know what I mean? So, Jrue Holiday, Davion Mitchell, Tyler Hero, Bam, Khalil Ware, Wiggins still. Like, I think defensively will be great. And like I said, these are plan B options. So I wouldn't mind bringing in players like Jrue Holiday and Porzingis. Possibly could put them in the same trade together and make a move with the Boston Celtics. But once again, it's going to be tough for the Miami Heat to land those top guys that we all want. We all know we want the Kevin Durants, and we all know we want the Giannis's and the Zions and stuff like that. But with not much assets, we might have to be going to this plan B. And so when we look at Jrue Holiday's contract, which I'm going to put on the screen once again, as you see right here, he's making a little bit more money. That might scare people away. He's making about 32, 34, and 37. So you will have him for 3 years left. And maybe the Miami Heat are not willing to do that. But personally, I would love to bring in that Porzingis, right? I think the Porzingis contract is completely fine. The DeMar DeRozan contract is completely fine. I think they automatically improve this team. They'll easily be, the top tier guys with us. And once again, I just want to clarify, because I know a lot of people say, why would we trade for them? These are just plan B options. If the plan A doesn't work, you always need a plan B, plan C, plan D. That's in life in general. You know what I mean? So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And your boy is out. Peace.